Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is The Last of Us, Season 2. At the end of Season 1, Joel had successfully gotten Ellie to the Fireflies so they could use her immunity to make a cure for the mushroom zombie apocalypse. Unfortunately, the process would kill Ellie, and Joel, who now thinks of her as his daughter, was not going to let that happen. So he murdered all the Fireflies, dooming humanity to the zombie apocalypse to save his daughter's life. To spare Ellie any guilt, he lied and said Raiders killed the Fireflies. His story had some holes in it, but he swore it was true, so Ellie mostly believed him. But back at the Firefly base, a couple youngsters survived the attack, including their leader, Abby. She is the daughter of the doctor that Joel killed, and she swears vengeance on Joel. Now we pick up 5 years later in the successful survivors community of Jackson, Wyoming. Its leaders, remember, are Joel's brother, Tommy, and his wife, and it's generally been a happy 5 years. Right now, though, Joel and Ellie aren't really talking. She's in a rebellious teenage phase. Ellie has a good life here, goes out on patrol with her best friend Dina. These two are kind of still silly youngsters, but they're well-trained, experienced zombie killers. But today, Ellie encounters a new type of zombie, a super creepy little girl. And it doesn't just rush her like the normal ones, it attacks from the side. So, that doesn't bode well. Tonight, it's the big New Year's party where it's apparent Ellie's in love with Dina. They dance together as just friends because Dina's not into girls. Except maybe she is, though. Tonight, they start smooching. They've been seeing more infected than usual lately, so they send scouts to go check it out. But there's another danger out there, too. Yes, Abby has finally tracked Joel here. While she's scouting, she encounters a bunch of frozen infected, but turns out that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's a whole hibernating hive hidden under the snow. Oh, epic zombie scene running out of there. So claustrophobic. In the end, Abby saved just in time by none other than Joel. The rest of the zombie horde wakes up way more than they could have imagined, and it's a full-on zombie assault. The defenders of Jackson are well prepared, throwing out oil barrels. Yeah, boom! But there's just way too many, including a big one that bursts through the walls. Tommy leads this one away with a flamethrower. Oh no, running out of gas, but takes it down just in time. Jackson has a good defense plan, but there's so many, things are looking bleak. Meanwhile, Joel can't get to Jackson in the blizzard, so he takes shelter at Abby's camp. Unfortunately, now Abby reveals she's here to kill Joel. Yes, it's time to face his comeuppance for what he did to the Fireflies. Luckily, Ellie has tracked Joel here and is coming in to rescue him, but it doesn't go that way. By the time Ellie arrives, Joel's already been beaten almost to death. We thought Joel was the main character, but not of Season 2. He's killed right at the beginning. Now Abby has killed Ellie's father, and she swears vengeance upon her. But Abby believes she's the good guy here, so she lets Ellie live. Meanwhile, it was a brutal battle, but the city of Jackson still stands. Ellie petitions the council to send a team to avenge Joel, but they're barely holding on right now. They can't spare the resources. The council shuts her down. Of course, Ellie's gonna go anyway, and her best friend Dina's coming with, so these two set off on a cross-country girls' road trip. Abby had a patch with a wolf logo, which stands for the Washington Liberation Front, so our girls head to Seattle. Seattle seems to be mostly abandoned. There's only one building with wolf on it, so they assume it's a pretty small group. Unfortunately, they're totally wrong. The wolves are a full-ass army. We get a flashback of what happened here. Like most cities in the zombie apocalypse, the remains of the government Fedra evolved into a military dictatorship. The Washington Liberation Front started as the Democratic Revolution. An officer with a conscience, Isaac, decided to help them overthrow Fedra and became the new leader of the Wolves. Now the Wolves are in the middle of a war with a new group called the Seraphites. They're a weird cult of religious nutjobs who put Joker scars on their face, so the Wolves call them the Scars. And things have gotten real bad here. There's atrocities on both sides. So as Ellie and Dina sneak into this wolf outpost, they find the Scars have already been here and killed everyone. Wolf reinforcements arrive right now. Ellie and Dina try to sneak away, but they're spotted. They escape to the old subway tunnels, but there's a reason the wolves don't come down here. Yes, it's packed with infested. It's another tense zombie scene, and at the end they're caught in the revolving door. Ellie puts her own arm in front of Dina to take the bite and buy the girls time to escape. They find shelter in an old theater, but now that Ellie was bit, Dina thinks she has to kill her. Ellie tells her she's immune, and it's a tense few hours, but when Ellie doesn't turn, wow, that's crazy. After having thought that she lost Ellie, Dina realizes she is in fact into girls, and these two get it on. So Ellie and Dina are in love, and there's more news. It turns out Dina's pregnant from her ex-boyfriend Jesse. So this changes everything. They consider going home right now instead of risking their happy future in this quest for vengeance. But they choose vengeance. They listen in on wolf patrols and find a building they can sneak through because it has some infected in it. The girls can handle a few infected, but it's the new smart infected, and there's a whole bunch of them. All things go bad really quick. But just then they're saved by Dina's ex-boyfriend Jesse. Now the wolves know they're here, so they escape into the park, which is Seraphite territory, and they like to double execute wolves by hanging them and cutting their guts out. And now the Scars have found them. Dina's shot in the leg with an arrow, so they split up. Jesse carries Dina to safety, but Ellie finds an entrance to the hospital where she thinks Abby is, so she figures, while I'm here. Unfortunately, Abby's not here. Ellie just finds one of her friends. It turns into a big chase where she escapes down to the hospital basement, but this basement was sealed off because it's filled with fungus. And the mushrooms down here have have evolved in a way to make the infection airborne. Ellie catches up to this girl who tries to explain, look, you must not know this, but Joel was the bad guy. He massacred all those fireflies. But Ellie's not surprised. She's like, yeah, I know. And she doesn't care. She brutally beats this girl to get her to tell her where Abby is. Yes, we get a big flashback episode showing Joel and Ellie's happy 5 years together. We jump through Ellie's birthdays, which Joel always made special. Oh, so many heartwarming moments. Even through her rebellious teenage years, Joel was mostly accepting. That's not what they were fighting about. Their fight started a few months back when Joel lied to someone else, and Ellie fully realized Joel killed those fireflies. And it was just on New Year's Eve when they finally talked it out, and Joel admitted the truth to her. Ellie was pretty upset. You should have let me die to save the world. But she and Joel love each other too much. She had decided to forgive him. Now they all regroup at the theater. Jesse and Tommy had followed them here, and it's clear they're in way over their heads. It's time to find Tommy and get the hell out of Seattle. But Tommy's not at the meeting point, and they hear over the radio the wolves found him by the pier. But as they're scouting the area, Ellie finds the Ferris wheel at the aquarium, and that's what Abby's friend said. She's at the wheel or the whale. Either one actually works here. So Ellie and Jesse have a big fight. It's like, look, I've come this far. I'm gonna go finish the job. Ellie goes down to grab a boat, but there's a bunch of wolves here. Yes, they're rolling out in force to the island where I guess the Seraphite's main base is, and it's a huge fight. But Abby and their friends aren't with them. They've disappeared, apparently with their own secret plan. Ellie finds them at the aquarium, but once again, Abby herself is not here. The guy goes for the gun, so Ellie shoots him, but the bullet went through, hit the neck of the girl too, and turns out she's pregnant. With her last words, she begs Ellie to save her baby by cutting it out of her, but Ellie doesn't know how to do that, and as this woman dies, Ellie starts to think, yeah, maybe I'm the bad guy. Jesse successfully rescued Tommy, and they all meet back up at the theater. Tommy gives her a pep talk. Look, kid, it's the zombie apocalypse. We're all kind of bad guys here. Joel killed Abby's dad, so Abby killed Joel. Now you killed her friends. The cycle of vengeance will never end. It's time to let it go. Unfortunately, it's too late. Abby's caught up to them, and oh, Jesse killed instantly. Now Abby sees that the person who killed all her friends is Ellie. I let you live, but now she realizes that was a mistake, and she shoots Ellie. But it cuts to black. Yes, it's a cliffhanger. Instead, we pick up with Abby a few days earlier. Yes, it seems next season we'll be reliving these last few days from Abby's point of view. And that's where The Last of Us Season 2 comes to an end. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.